We met her on the first day, which is already such a strange, momentous day for everybody. So to walk in and like your very first experience with Drag Race is meeting Ariana Grande. It was like living in a dream. Like it was just so unreal. She was so excited, and Sasha kind of touched on this in another interview. She was so supportive, and every single time that someone performed, you could tell that she really, really genuinely was there for them and understanding. And she even kind of like whispered something. She was like, "I loved it." She would just be there for you, even without necessarily like vocalizing it or doing something. You could tell through her presence that she was very on our side, and that was great. I was so grateful for that, because on the first day, you're kind of pooping your pants a little bit. So have someone of her caliber sort of kind of already in your corner, it helped a lot.
It was amazing. She was so present and just with us, and you could tell that she wanted everybody to like do their best, which I had loved. And she surprisingly gives, not surprisingly, but she gives very good advice. So we live for that. Any advice we could get, we need.
I mean, like Poppy said, the first episode or the first day on, we're meeting all the queens. We're trying to understand how a TV show works. We're trying not to be a fool in front of RuPaul. And then they throw like one of the hugest recording artists in the world. And she's actually our like safety net. She was actually the most comforting thing that day, which I think is what we all are trying to like grasp on. It's in this day of hecticness where we don't know what's certain. The one certain thing was Ariana Grande. So that was amazing.
I love that.
Hearing the girls talk about her that way is just like, it's so on the nose. Like, I'm a personal friend of hers, and she actually called me when she was asked to be on the show, and she's like, "I won't do it if you don't want me there." And I was like, "Girl, I want you there. What do you mean I don't want you there?" And like what they're saying is exactly that. I was literally crying to her yesterday, and like she is a product, you know, of the industry. She knows what it's like to be thrown into stardom and fame, and I feel like she really was able to like walk us through this journey, having been there herself, and was taking care of us from that perspective, as opposed to also just being a fan of Drag Race.
The funniest thing about meeting Ariana Grande is that she was just as starstruck to meet us as we were to meet her. It was sort of a Spider-Man meme situation where we were just like all pointing.
Yeah. Right.
And it was like, "You're a famous person." And she was like, "You're a clown." It was fantastic.
I remember when we were standing right next to her, I could see her hands shaking. And I was looking around the room when all the girls were all just shaking. And she's like, "I am as nervous as you guys." And so that was really cute to see.
We met a few celebrities, and they all say, you know, this is my favorite show, but when Ariana Grande says it, she genuinely means it. It's like her favorite show.
You can fully tell she's very invested, and she's like a true fan, not even of just Drag Race, of drag. You can tell she really appreciates the art form. Because I always say every great pop star has a little bit of a drag queen in them, and every great drag queen has a little bit of a pop star in them.
Ariana Grande has been like my favorite person on the planet since I was a child. She started out in theater and made her way through television, is now like this giant superstar. She is truly one of the sweetest people I've ever met. Like they say, like, don't meet your heroes, but like when we were talking to her, she was just like, "Oh my God, I can't believe I'm here right now." And we were like, "Shut up, you're yourself. What are you talking about?" Like she was so sweet and so humble and so like normal. You always expect these like huge celebrities to kind of maybe like be a little, I don't know, presentational, but she was very, very normal, and I really, really appreciated it. It was the moment that I knew that I was in the right place at the right time.
Just like being in her presence was just like the most fun thing. We like, you know, maybe stood next to each other at some point. We might have brushed elbows, you know, but it's like just being in the presence of a literal like icon, like, a fixture in my life is just kind of like the craziest thing. So like being in her presence is really just like the most exciting part of having her in that experience.
She was even more excited, I think, to see us, which made us just feel like $1 million bucks. Because when you're next to an international superstar, you kind of feel like nobody. But then when she gives you your flowers and says that you're beautiful, that you're amazing, there's no better feeling in the world.
It was so cool to realize that her actual love for drag is genuine, and it's not some fake PR stunt, you know? Because you always hear the stories of the pop girlies, they're gonna throw some drag queens in the back for maybe 0.5 seconds. It's like me kissing someone in middle school. If you blink, you're gonna miss it. So it's nice to see like, oh wow, you like actually like drag and love this. So love Ari.